whether it's in healthcare or any other industry, talking about the issues of that particular industry and what it means. We were talking about 3D. Fantastic business model, because this little, it's Virkon, right? An Australian company can operate in Brisbane, Rockhampton, wherever it is, with their experts still staying in this country, but they can serve and sell the world. Why? Because they can connect digitally. They can provide exactly that subject matter expertise without physically being there. And those are the stories we need to talk about. I don't hear that many, right? I don't hear that many real-world examples. We have them in Cisco, and we're trying to shove them into, the government so that they can take them to market. Because it's not, it's not what the NBN is. It's what the NBN does. That's what's important, and that's the message we're trying to convey. I mean, everything I've spoken about is all about how it can change and help your business, or otherwise. That's what we've got to get out there. I can't give you an answer as to why it hasn't been positioned as such, and a lot has gotten lost in the 43 billions, the politics, whether it's going to use Wi-Fi, wireless, or optical. I mean, 98% of Australians wouldn't know what you're talking about. But 98% want to know what is it going to do to them or for me. Next question. So does that answer your question?
Yes.
Thanks. Yeah, I've been saying, surely. No?
A lot of the stuff you put up is obviously proprietary to Cisco. The stuff. Don't you feel it's better if it's a more open kind of platform?
Yes.
I mean, Apple is doing very well at the moment as providing products that are everyone wants to use, and they're quite well designed and everything.
Yes.
They're doing really well, but they're very closed in terms of that's why everyone tries to jailbreak them. Is it more like an open platform where multiple vendors can get on board and develop these things? Wouldn't that be a better?
Absolutely. I totally agree with, I understand what you're saying, I totally agree. And I think Cisco's moved, from 20 years ago, where everything was proprietary, standards weren't that, out there, to a company that now says, we've got to open it up, we've got to open it up. So for example, with telepresence, which was proprietary, you had to buy Cisco on both ends, etc. That was about four years ago. We actually created this thing called the telepresence internetworking protocol so that we can open it up. And we've given that to people free to say, actually, we don't just want to talk between Cisco and Cisco, we want to talk between Cisco and whatever video is out there. And I think there's been a big swing, not just in Cisco, but a lot of companies to opening it up. Now, let me also touch on Apple, because I think challenge are we inventing new protocols. But as soon as we can, we push it into the standards organization. So the big picture answer to your question is get it open when you can. But there are times as a vendor, when you're an engineer in the lab, you want your hands on the hardware, you want your hands on the software, you don't want anything else to move. Because as soon as it starts moving, you're on shaky ground. Okay, so I'll try to give you a balanced answer there. How many of you got, sorry.
So I suddenly realised that this is the third decade. I did a presentation where someone said video was the next big thing.
Yeah.
We wrote in the 90s, got it 2000s, it was 2011. We're here in 2021, we're going to hear that video was the next big thing. What is it going to take to actually, I know the advantages, I can appreciate the advantages of that, when is it actually going to become?
Okay, so let me it depends from where you come from, right? So I'm not saying you're wrong, but I'll answer with numbers. If because you say it's not here, well, today 54% of the world traffic is video right now. Right now, today. In Cisco alone, 65% of our traffic is video today. We have 1,000 telepresence rooms. We have 10,000 EX90s. These are high definition around the globe. It's saving us, as I said, $250 million in air traffic. Anybody in Cisco think that video is not here, they're not working for Cisco. So I'm just giving you that example. Now, you then think about other things. Netflix. Anybody heard of Netflix? I mean, their share price has gone absolutely ballistic. Do you know what is within the VNI, you can cut it by geo, by type, etc. So we've been cutting it for a long time now, right? You do the traffic cut and you can go to cisco.com/govni, right? And you can do the segmentation yourself. Go to the North American market and you'll see that anybody got a hazard a guess, which is the dominant traffic right now in North America on the internet. It's not just video, it's Netflix, one company. One company. Now, you've probably heard a few other things. There was an announcement between Skype and Facebook, right? Putting video into Facebook, right? Again, that's going to start happening. So I guess I'm giving you multiple examples of this. And YouTube, 38 hours of video is being uploaded per minute right now, and it's only going up. And apparently YouTube or Google is at the table about to buy Hulu. Hulu is a sort of similar to YouTube, except it's a paid engagement, so it doesn't have a lot of rubbish. And it doesn't have a lot of other stuff on it. It's much high quality. Again, and as we move into NBN, this is again another answer to the previous question. If you think about what's been going on, we in television, based on what the producer at the other end, 5 channels have wanted to give us. That was 2 or 3 decades ago. Today, I don't know about, again, your kids. How many of your kids watch television? My kids don't watch television. They watch everything online, everything, right? And that's already in Australia. And by the way, in Australia, we still have a monopoly in terms of media with Foxtel. But wait, it's about to break. And when it breaks, with the NBN, and the ability now to not instead be dictated what you're going to listen to, choose, where we as an individual have access to anything, video is going to kick in. Another personal example, we have WebEx, we've had WebEx for a long time, and WebEx has had standard definition video. And when we had our meetings, and I probably spend 3 hours a day on WebEx, I would never put my camera on, I'd never ask people to put their cameras on and so on. But we announced WebEx HQ, which is the high definition WebEx. If you haven't seen it, try it, because it is absolutely clear. So now, whenever I have a meeting with the WebEx HQ, I insist everybody please turn your meetings on. So I have a meeting every week. It happens to be Wednesday morning at 7 a.m, so it's a pain. But with a guy in North America and in Europe. And I actually see him and am more familiar with him than I am some of my friends. And again, that's a cultural change as well as it is. So there's 2 things going on there. There's the technology. I didn't do it before because it was crap. But now with HD, it's so pure that it's like I'm talking to him. And when I see him, I'm so familiar with the guy and the guy in Europe and so on, that it's made all the difference. So I hear your point, but the numbers are there. And what we do with that VNI is we extrapolate going forward based on what's gone on in the last 6, 12, 18 months. And it's again, just not being subjective here, the numbers are saying we're already past the threshold.
We hear video, there's so many more forms of video now with digital video distribution for televisions or mobile video, and the market's just expanding tremendously.
You're right. I mean, what we're also doing with stadiums, we've done 2 stadiums in Australia now where, the classical concrete, you go and watch the footy or whatever it is. Well, we're turning these stadiums into a destination in themselves, again using video, because what we've done is what we've helped the stadium owner do is put video everywhere. So there's cameras, there's screens everywhere. So you've got multi-channel, you can see around the stadium, you can interview the sports stars, you can see multiple plays, you can see it from your mobile phone. In fact, you don't have to go to the stadium, you can see it from home and so on. What that's done to the market cap of that stadium has gone ballistic. And we've now done 103 in the world, taking a traditional stadium using, it's actually not complicated stuff, but just using video, Wi-Fi, high-def television, some intelligence in the network. I mean, one of the key problems with video in the past, which is a good point, anybody use ISDN video conferencing? Which remote control, what's your telephone number? I mean, a lot of people say to me, why is telepresence done so well? Yeah, it's because of the high def, but actually there's another reason. It's simple. If you know how to set up an Outlook meeting, that's exactly, comes onto the phone, you push a button and poof, the screens come up. So simplicity is another really important part. If it's hard to use video, you won't use it. That's that Yumi thing again. Part of the real challenge there, besides the technology, was how do you make it simple for a grandmother to see there's a video call coming in, click on it, and it drops your television, brings up whoever you're talking to. Okay, I think probably time to wrap up. Look, thanks very much. I know that you've been sitting very patiently through lunch. Have they served lunch? No. Have they served lunch? Yeah. They have, okay. Well, thank you very much for your time. I really appreciate you listening. And once again to ComCentre, congratulations and thank you.
Lost me for 15 minutes there, Kevin. I'll be honest, my first 5 minutes I was frantically texting my broker, Sal, needing to sell the blockbuster.
Too late.
Second 5 I was more concerned about the flight home in 2.5 hours, which I had to do this evening. I'm the 80% chance of getting sick, so thank you for that. I wish you well on your trip back to Sydney. And finally was the application you talked about, being able to price check against retail on the smartphone. It was merited showing it to my wife. Ladies and gentlemen, I've never had the pleasure of seeing and listening to you talk in person. Kevin, I think you over-delivered. I'm sure I speak on behalf of everyone here. Ladies and gentlemen, with Kevin Block, round of applause. And on behalf of ComCentre, we'll be around for some time. The bar will still be open for those that want to join us. Feel free. For those that have to go, say a trip back. We look forward to seeing you soon. Thank you.